Behavioral change consultant Johanse Audike joins me live on set for another installment of your mental health matters. And what a topic on this Thursday. Battle of the Sexes. Johanse, let me say welcome, good morning, great to see you again. And I hope you don't mash no toes. This is when you see Battle of the Sexes, people just get nervous, you know. They think it's some show. I know that was a big show in the carnival, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Used to have that. What direction are we going this morning with this?
All right, so well, morning, Jason, and good morning to everyone viewing.
Yeah.
Now, every year, for a lot of years now, when International Women's Day coming around, and that is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
There seems to be sometimes this animosity from men about what women getting and what too many things they getting and the women in their life, and then women now start to flex on men because it's their day.
Yeah.
And when I was thinking about that battle, because in a battle there's a winner and a loser. And when men and women fight against each other, if there's any loser, everybody loses. And that's the angle I'm coming from today, because why fight? I'm not saying that, let's say, men as a population and women as a population, there are things to improve on. But the point is that we're here to do things together. So if we fight in each other, then it don't make sense. If we fight in each other, then it wouldn't make sense.
Well, I think we probably need to talk to our fellow brethren to amp up the promotion for our day, because there is an International Men's Day, which is November 19th, from what I'm seeing here.
Right.
But let's be really honest, there's no fanfare really around that, you know. That day comes by, it passes by like a regular day for many.
That's our fault. We as men, we had to promote things for ourselves. And so don't get vexed at the women when they're doing their thing. And I say not because there are things men could learn from women and women could learn from men. So when International Women's Day tomorrow, why fight them down? Because every man, including myself, and I'm sure including yourself, we have women in our lives to celebrate. I ain't say celebrate every woman, you know, right? Because that may not be possible. But you personally have women that you could celebrate.
What about people who, you know, again, they see the day, it's around every year, might not truly understand the significance. They don't really see it fit to celebrate. Yes, you're spot on. There are some men who, they feel away. They find, well, it was all a sort of talk woman thing. We just had a doctor on making mention of screening that's available for women. And you think some men feel a bit jealous? They feel a bit left out?
Yes. We do at times, but again, I will say that is our fault, because for the last 2 years, I've been doing men's initiative, working with a lot of men, and some of the biggest fight back is from men just not coming out to do their thing. So now that it's women coming up, right, don't fight it, if you understand what I'm saying. And it don't make sense to in the society for men and women to fight each other, because then it's always a battle, but we need each other for different things. And even if we thinking about the overall mental health, if we go around, well, I don't like women because of these things, I don't like men because of these things, then we wouldn't have any progress, versus identifying, and let's not even go general. I am a man and they are women. There are things that I have to improve in myself, so I could work on it, and there are things some women need to improve.
Yeah, a very solid working plan. What about when the fight is within? Because from what we understand in our journey, and I would have noticed, and you hear women also, because, you know, women talk and they confide in us men. I've always heard women talk about some of the greatest fight they receive is from other women. Talk to the nation concerning that struggle, where International Women's Day is around the corner and some women still go through the challenge of having to prove themselves or having to rise above the fight from the fellow woman.
That is interesting, because actually, as you know, my wife having an event this Sunday, March 10th, and the name of it is Resurgent, and it's for women. And it's actually the rise from self-doubt. And that's one thing that my wife talk about a lot, the sisterhood womb. Why it is that, you know, women always fight, not always, but many times fighting each other. No, that don't say we men don't fight on each other either, you know. But I think it's really about that self-esteem. And we hear this word a million times. But self-esteem is explanatory. You esteeming yourself. So if you are able to do things, you dress the way you dress because you like it. You're not trying to impress a sister, you're not trying to impress a man. And if you're going within the sisterhood, if you're not trying to impress each other versus coming together. And sometimes that sounds utopian or sounds airy-fairy. But again, people been fighting for so long. Women fighting each other for so long. Men fighting women, women fighting men for so long. And where have we reached?
Yeah. What would be, in terms of International Women's Day, in terms of tomorrow, for those who really don't grasp or understand its significance, what you will say to them? What will be a good way to, a good place to start to understand the significance of a day like tomorrow?
Celebrate at least one woman in your life. Earlier this week, I remember doing some counseling with some boys in a home, and some of them don't know their mother. But one boy actually said that even though he don't know his mom, she still brought him into the world, no matter the circumstances. So if he never meets her, he's glad that he even here and alive. So he's celebrating somebody he never even met. And if he could do that, and we have so many women in our lives, it should be easy.
Yeah, understood. Because obviously, as you said, you could start right there within your own personal journey. A mom, a granny, a auntie, a girlfriend, a wife. You know, could be someone in the workplace too.
Correct.
That's right. Battle of the Sexes. Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, November 19th. That's International Men's Day.
But when that time comes, we will do it.
Because you don't really, I mean, you don't really get that fanfare. But I guess, as you said, women, they've taken ownership of the day, and it's one where, you know, whether it be mainstream media, different health caravan, you name it, things are happening. And women embrace it and they go out in their numbers and they support it too. Huh?
Yeah. And we as men, you know, I don't know if all men experience this, but the women in my life, they always want something nice, right? When they come home, they want something nice. So I could say they had at least one woman in their life, give them something nice tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. And let's not be fighting up, you know, the battle, as I said, you know, in a battle there's always a winner or loser, but there's no reason for even that because we're really here to complement each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that complement that's the perfect rhythm really when a man and a woman could harness that kind of energy and that kind of cooperative spirit together and love, as it were. Any closing remarks, Johanse?
Yes, in the battle of the sexes, there is no winner. Tomorrow is International Women's Day. Celebrate at least one woman in your life. Don't make life complicated. Because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
That's right. Battle of the Sexes, would you believe? I mean, important one. Again, just literally before we wrap things up, in terms of Sunday, where can folks go to get information concerning that sisterhood, that coming together really for the women?
You could call 328-4565. Again, that's 328-4565 or 328-4506.
Yeah, because I'm not one, I know you're not one to fight any woman, especially in the workplace setting, but I've always heard that, you know, Johanse, women always say to me, boy, the dreadest fight I get is from fellow women. Just try to cut me down and thing, and I was like,
yeah, come out Sunday and get some information and help yourself even rise from that.
Yeah, because that was like, wow, you know. So, well said, our behavioral change consultant, Johanse, touching base yet again. Let's take that pause. We come back, and I can safely tell you, before I leave, I'm going to give you details concerning the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. It's back. Full details after the break.